Sit down, you young whippersnapper. I'm gonna tell you a story.
Oh, Grandpa, I was about to play Call of Duty. I was gonna pull some noobs now.
Shut up and sit down, you fancy video games. I'm gonna tell you a beautiful story. It's about love, and dragons, and knights, and a small wizard with a speech impediment.
You gonna read me Pride and Prejudice again?
No, I'm not reading you that stuff.
You gonna read me The Princess Bride?
No, I'm not reading you The Princess Bride. It's called Fairy Tales.
It's called Fairy Tales? That's it?
Just shut up and sit down. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful and graceful princess. She was adored by not only the people of her kingdom, but by the people of all the kingdoms surrounding hers. This princess was not adored by all, though. As it so happens, deep in the chocolate mountains, in the cocoa caverns, there dwelled a wizard that was bound tightly with feelings of lust for the beautiful princess.
What's the last, Grandpa?
Ask your mother. Anyway, so you see, only a man of noble stature could take the fair maiden's hand in marriage. And while the wizard lacked the stature required to obtain her love and warmth, a plan fueled by his desire was slowly beginning to develop in the cobwebs of his mind.
Grandpa, you use some really big words. I don't really like this.
Will you just shut up? I'm trying to educate your small little brain here. Just stop interrupting me. Despite the villainous ponderings of the vile man, not all was well in our great and unnamed kingdom. As it so happens, at this very moment, the princess's father...
You mean the king, Grandpa?
He's a king, alright? Just shut up. The king. He was sprinting around the castle courtyard. He was a large, portly man who shuffled over the cobblestone yard. Wait, I lost track. Where was I reading?
Jesus Christ, Grandpa, this is gonna take forever, isn't it?
I'm gonna beat you. Anyway. Now, like any other king, our king had an urgent, important business to attend to. But unlike the other kings, he was already late. Now, what was he late for? Well, of course, it was a knighting. Yes, a knighting. Blah, blah, skip page.
Grandpa, is this gonna take any longer? I was, trying to prestige by the end of the night, but you're seriously talking.
Will you just shut up and let me tell you the story? Alright, so night, wedding, stuff, he's going there, there's a warrior, alright? So all of a sudden, they're all in this room, and it suddenly explodes, and there's a wizard standing there, and he's like...
Are you gonna do silly voices, Grandpa?
Do you want me to do silly voices?
Well, I guess if I have to stand here and listen to you talking about this, I'd at least appreciate some silly little voices that entertain my childish mind.
I knew my daughter raised a faggot.
What?
Never mind. So the wizard, he grabs his princess, and he's like,
I'm ever so pleased that you are able to arrive on time.
He had the speech impediment, right? So the warrior picks up his sword by the handle, and he points it at the wizard, and he's like, take your mittens off her, you vile gypsy. And the wizard starts giggling.
Mittens, you say? And what if you don't mind indulging me with a lowly warrior like yourself to do?
And the warrior picks up his sword, and he's got this fire burning in his heart. So he dashes forward with his sword, and he takes a few swipes at the wizard. But the wizard's too quick. He starts teleporting around and stuff, and he slowly throws his hands in the air.
Awaken from your dreadful slumber, my death monster.
And the warrior starts swinging his sword even more, and he's like, I don't care, I'm just gonna throw my blade at you because I'm a warrior.
Grandpa, this story's really stupid.
Will you just shut up? You're ruining the fucking story. So anyway, this giant golem comes out of the ground, and he's like swinging his wings at the warrior and stuff, and the warrior's, angry and,
Grandpa, you're just making this completely up. You have no idea what you're doing, do you?
It's a real story, I swear to God. So anyway, the warrior's swinging his sword at this golem, and then all of a sudden the golem explodes in little tiny bird things, and these birds like start picking up the warrior and they're carrying him, and the warrior's like, hey, what are you doing? Get off me! And then all of a sudden the warrior gets like thrown off the ledge, and the princess reaches over and he's like, oh my God, my baby, I love you, please don't die! And he's like, oh, I'm falling and I'm gonna die. And then the wizard gets the girl. That's the end of the story.
That was the stupidest thing I've ever heard, Grandpa. Why do you waste my time like this?
'Cause I hate you.